The next question is, why does your customer buy? What benefits or advantages does he perceive in purchasing your product or service? Now, who or what is your competitor? Who is your major competitor? Or what is your major competitor? In some cases, our major competitor is the ignorance of the market. People do not know that your product is available, or they do not know that the product is available of the quality and price that you have to offer. That may be your major competitor. That may be your major obstacle to selling. But then again, it may be another competitor. It may be that people are buying something else to replace your product, or there's somebody else selling exactly your same product and they're buying that. Who is your competitor? All decisions with regard to sales and marketing have to be made in consideration of what you're competing against. Selling, in some respects, is similar to warfare. Decisions in warfare are always made in consideration of what the enemy is doing. And considerations in selling are always taken in consideration of what your competitors or your competition is doing. Now, this is the key question, and it's what is your competitive advantage? Where do you have an advantage over your competitors? What is your area of excellence in your product or service? What is your unique selling feature? What do you have to offer that nobody else has to offer? Because this is invariably the key reason why people will buy your product over a competitor's, and this is the key to developing an effective sales presentation. You must know clearly and unequivocally so that somebody could wake you up at 3 o'clock in the morning and shake you and say, why is your product better than anybody else's? And you could say, it's better because of this. And you could say instantly, you know exactly the reason where your product stands out above all other products. It does something that other products don't do, or you offer something that other products or other services, other companies don't offer. But what is it that is unique and special about your product or service? Nobody is going to buy your product just because it's as good as anybody else's. They will always buy your product because there is something unique about it that makes it better in their eyes and for their purposes and for their needs than any other product in the market. And your key job is to identify that unique selling feature, that competitive advantage that sets you head and shoulders above anybody else, and build your sales presentation around that. Now, finally, with regard to creative selling, the creative method, and this method was developed by Earl Nightingale some years ago, and more salespeople have earned their way to high earnings in their professions with this method than any other method that I've ever seen. It's called the 20 idea method. If you will use this method every day for the next month and apply some of the ideas that you generate, you will double your income within the next 90 or 180 days. What you do is you take your key problem, your most pressing goal, your most pressing question, and you write it first thing in the morning at the top of a piece of paper in the form of a question. For instance, here's some examples. How can I increase my ratio of closes to calls? In other words, how can I close more of the people that I call on? And there's a series of answers to that. How can I increase my sales effectiveness today? Or here's another one. How can I utilize my time better today? Or how can I structure my time so that I see more prospects every single day? You write it at the top in the form of a question. And then you sit down and you write out 20 answers to the question.